The Trader Cobb Crypto Show, talking business in blockchain.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Trader Cobb Crypto Show. Today's guest is Lisa Edwards. Now, this woman is quite accomplished, not just in the world of trading. She's also an author, and you might know this face because she's an actress as well. Thank you so much for being on the show with us today, Lisa. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me, Craig.
Hey, look, I don't want to talk about the movies you've been in. I don't want to talk about the TV. I don't want to talk about any of this sort of stuff. I want to talk to you, the trader. When did you start, and what got you into trading?
Superannuation got me into trading. So I started in 1998, investing through CommSec and sort of, it was purely to sort of make money long term. And so that's what superannuation is, obviously. And so I got sick of looking at it going down at that point. And I thought, hang on a sec, I can do a better job here. And I took it over. So.
And I mean, when was that? What year?
1998.
1998. Now, here's the question. You had a theory. The theory was, I'm watching my superannuation, or anyone who's watching or listening from other countries, basically your pension fund, your 406 or whatever, I don't know, whatever they call it in the US.
I think, 406, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, US people. But, you had this theory that you could do better. Now, tell me, did you do better from day one?
From day one, yes, but about halfway through, no. Yeah. And that's when I think at any point when you're a trader, when you have a big loss, that's when you go, okay, I have to learn how to do this properly. So I think I lost about 50% of the money. Yeah, which was huge. And then I went, okay, there's patterns here, there's support and resistance, there's so many different things. I need to learn this.
And what did your, the audit that needs to be done in a self-managed super fund within Australia anyway, your accountant must have been thrilled. He probably would have been saying, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Your financial advisor would have been saying something similar because obviously they don't get the fees anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm sure both, when it came to the audit that year, were unfortunately going, I told you so. Is that right? How was the reaction?
I did get a few I told you so's, and but towards the end of that year, so it was about halfway through the year that I lost all the money, and then I was probably nearly back at the same point that I started.
All right. Let this be a lesson for all you young players out there. Just don't give up. But you've got to be smart. You can't just keep on trading and thinking, oh, one day it'll come good because I'll just learn it. No, you need to put your time and effort into finding sources of information that are reliable, reputable, and something that sort of fits with the way you think. It's really, really important. So we fast forward now from 1998 through to, when did you first get introduced into crypto?
Into crypto, very, very early days because of my brother, so Dr. Craig Wright.
Right.
And I started trading in about 2013. So they weren't huge trades, obviously, back then because, Bitcoin wasn't worth a lot of money.
Yep.
It wasn't in the thousands like it is now. So, and the moves were probably, $5, $10 moves.
Yep. And look, did you retain a lot of the Bitcoin from back then, or was it sort of, it's very difficult to look, some people did have the vision and the foresight to see where we've gotten to, or at least look at the probabilities and think it's a worthwhile play to make. Others just ended up filthy sticking rich out of pure luck. And to both of those, well done. But did you manage to hold? Is the house that you're sitting in right now, is this a Bitcoin purchased house? Did you manage to hang on to a big chunk, and has it been life-changing for you? From 2013 as potential it could have been, right?
Yeah, I had a business back then as well. So the house that I'm sitting in now is purchased through that business and through my ex-partner. Yep. So it's actually getting sold now if anyone wants to buy it.
Shameless plug.
Yeah. So, no, that wasn't. I have I'm very comfortable because of crypto. I won't deny that.
Yep.
But yeah, the stuff that I have, a lot of that was pre-Bitcoin.
Okay, so does that mean that your belief in the space is so strong that you're not really willing to get out of what you hold in crypto at the moment? Or are you somebody who sort of, you're out and you're in, you're out and you're in as far as from your holding? Because I've got a trading account. I trade, but I also invest. I keep them very, very separate. One's a long-term objective, one's short-term based on charts. How do you play it?
Yeah, I have that as well. So I have a long-term account where I've got a whole heap of coins and tokens that I truly believe in.
Yeah.
And I just hold those. And then I've got a trading account. So I've actually got several trading accounts on several different exchanges.
You have to, right? You have to.
So, and those I'm jumping in and out all the time. So with the Discord that we have got with my daughter, and so we basically help people to trade. We train them, we give them charts. And we've been open 6 weeks, and we posted some figures yesterday, and we've made over 1,100% in that 6 weeks.
Well done. That's unreal. And that's based just purely on trading?
That is, yeah. And that's posting our losses as well. So our losses are never huge, never more than 4%.
And are you long and short with your trading?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what's your favorite margin trading platform then?
Bitfinex.
Yeah, same. Do you use Bitfinex? And look, it's just simply because it covers more products.
It does.
It's a little bit easier to use for a trader. One of the frustrations that I have, and look, I've interviewed a lot of people now, traders, VCs, some people that have created the projects that we invest in, just all sorts. And I was with Bbox yesterday, which is an exchange out of China. They've got number 6 in the volume on CMC, but I'm not sure what is and what isn't. But I keep asking the same question. When are we going to have something as simple as an order which has the entry, stop, and target all linked as one? I mean, I'll trade on Binance. Obviously, there's no leverage available on Binance.
Yeah, Binance drives me a bit crazy just due to the fact that if you do want to have like a stop order and a long order, that you have to have an API, or you have to sit there and watch it, or you have to set alerts on TradingView. They say that they're adding this year margin trading and stops and and all of that, and sell orders at the same time. But it's like, when is that going to happen?
Exactly. And look, the thing that doesn't make sense to me is if I'm running an exchange, and I'm not, but if I'm running an exchange, I want to have the people that are active, right? Because active traders means more trades, which means bigger volume, which means bigger commissions, which means more money, right?
Exactly.
Now, I think one of the things that has sort of with the crypto exchange world is that they've sort of jumped the gun a little bit. Whereas most businesses take years and years and years of development, and they get better and better and better. And they're doing like 0.5% changes to really get their market share. A lot of these exchanges just went poof, made an absolute fortune through people entering the market and paying whatever fee they were asked to pay because no one cared. And many people hadn't traded in traditional markets. So really didn't know what the yardstick was. Then you've got, as you list on these exchanges, I mean, some of the numbers that were being thrown around for tokens to list was absolutely insane. So they had a double shot in the arm right there and just made, they're the fastest unicorn ever, 6 months to $1 billion valuation. You're kidding me. So I think a lot of the reality of business has sort of been missed a little bit on some of these. Now, that's not to say the people that are running them aren't, extremely intelligent and very good operators. Not at all. It's just that it's happened so quickly that their bank balance is full. Now, I looked at this with something like with a lot of these platforms where you think, if you recall, was it sort of November, December of 2017? Remember how you couldn't open an account?
No, you couldn't. So Bitfinex closed down because, the amount of people wanting to open an account at that point, because everything was $20,000. It's going to $1 million. I'm going to be rich. It's never going down.
Yep.
And
crazy.
So it was really crazy. And Bitfinex had to, close that. They couldn't even take anyone. They couldn't even, add another person to that platform because it was becoming unstable.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember people were selling their Bitfinex accounts like 10 grand.
Yeah.
It just got wild. And you think back and you think to yourself, well, okay, if you're in that sort of position and you're stopping accounts because you can't handle it, are you going to invest? And I'm just putting the business brain on here, not that I'm the trader. I want the orders. Are you going to invest in the infrastructure to fill out those order books to make it better and a better platform for the user? Or are you going to work on security and scalability to take on these accounts? Well, what's going to get you the bang for the buck right away? It's going to be onboarding more clients that are absolutely scratching their eyes out with forks trying to get in. So I can understand why they've put their money into development of bringing more people on. I get that. But we are now 13, 14 months past that period. Yet the platform hasn't really changed all that much. And that's going across most of them.
But their security has increased. They continue to increase that security, and that's a major thing in crypto.
Absolutely.
So you have to give Bitfinex, kudos when that happens.
Yeah.
They haven't, their platform, in my opinion, is functional, and it does what it needs to do. So they
it's
don't
the best of a bad bunch.
Exactly. So, but, their security is top notch, and it's, they have the hackathons and all of that. And, it's really good.
Well, I mean, look, they have to, exactly right. Whenever anyone's investing into security, I'm not going to complain. Trust me, because it is margin trading. You don't have to have everything on there, but you do need to have enough to sort of be able to take the risk or the size of risk that you deem necessary for a particular trade. Do you use BitMEX very much?
I do. So
mostly for Ethereum and Bitcoin, or do you go outside of that?
Mostly for Ethereum and Bitcoin. So
it's got good volume. I find trading Bitcoin on there, I haven't had too many issues with that. And Tron, you can also get Tron on there, which you can't get in other places, and Cardano, which...
Yeah, and I think they've got, their XRP's got really good liquidity as well. So
yes, actually, that is where I do trade Ripple as well. XRP, correct, yeah. And that happens to be the most profitable trading pair that I have at the moment. Don't know why.
Oh, really?
It just seems that when I trade it goes in my favor. And I'm not going to ask why.
That is a good thing. Just keep trading it. Don't ask questions.
That's it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, look, we saw a pretty rough year last year, obviously. A lot of negativity. A couple of things changed within the space. The whole exuberance of passion and happiness and joy, and we're all going to get rich, and talks of Lambos and moons and all that sort of, rubbish. It's sort of quieting down, and there's been an underlying vein of negativity. Have you noticed that as well?
Yeah, so on especially crypto Twitter. So there's very, very negative people. You post something positive and they don't agree and they tear you down, and it's like, or you post account that they don't agree with and they tear you down. It's like, so some days it's like a blockathon. It's just like block and move on. And, you can't, these people, like, I've got my name out there and people know who I am. But a lot of the people that are on Twitter, you don't know who they are. They're an avatar, they're a fake name. And, so letting these people ruin my day is not something that I do anymore. It was something that I used to do. And it was like, oh, why are they saying this to me? It's like, what have I done wrong? Why don't they like me? But no, it's in reality, it doesn't matter. It's like, it's somebody, they're having a bad day. Who knows what?
They usually need a hug.
Yeah, they need a hug. That's it.
The worst offenders and the most negative people are the ones that are dealing with the most in their head. I feel sorry for them. I flip the lid. I go to the point when they start doing that, I reply back and say, look, I'm sorry you're having a bad day. Like, I'm not engaging in this. You're not bringing me down. You can't stop me. I live me. You do you. If you're negative, fine. I'm not. I'm positive. Move on. And that should be for everybody out there. And if you are one of these negative pricks, then go away, have a swim. We'll come and get a cuddle. We're here for you.
Come and give a cuddle. I'll give you a cuddle.
We're here. Just walk up to us in the street and just embrace us. We're not going to think you're weird. We'll just whisper in your ear, you're a Twitter troll, aren't you? And we'll just know it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
It has definitely shifted, and it's definitely changed. And what I find interesting as well is I'm not sure how much presenting on stage you do. I've never had a heckler.
No, I've never had a heckler in person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like they're always the nameless, faceless ones on Twitter.
Powerful. They're really, really confident. They're so confident they have to hide behind a picture of a llama or a dog or a whatever. And that's not being specific to anybody at all. If someone's a llama, I do apologize. It's not aimed at you.
But in person, I do a lot of trade shows, and I do a lot of functions, and I speak a lot of places, and never ever had somebody come up and heckle me. So, they always are really, really nice. So, yeah.
Most people generally are nice until you put something as a divide between you. A Chinese wall, so to speak, can be very, very empowering for people. And that's fine. As you say, don't get affected or offended by it. So, look, as I say, we have seen the market being quite salty. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We're traders. So, my portfolio is taking a bit of a bath. That's fine. When I say portfolio, I'm not looking at crypto investing where it's 3 to 6 months. I'm looking at proper investing. I'm here for years. I'm building my future. This is for me, it's my .com, as what I call it. And I'm going to be capitalizing on it as much as I possibly can. But trading wise, man, 2018, I know there was that range through, August through October, which was a bit slow. But geez, there's been some good opportunities for short trades, hasn't there?
Oh, there's been amazing opportunities. So, yeah, some of those short trades have been just epic. So,
it's the best thing about crypto. I mean, you've been around for longer than me trading, but for me, the reward to risk ratios are just so much more powerful. There's your cat just cruising along. Like you should be Dr. Evil style.
Dr. Evil, yeah.
But yeah, the reward to risk ratios in crypto are the reason that I'm here. I had November was pretty quiet until I got a short on Bitcoin, and that just blew my month up to be massively profitable. December was quiet until the 19th of December. I don't think I took any trades, and then 4 trades, bang, December ended up being nearly as good as November.
Yeah.
And little things like you don't need, and this is where people miss out. You don't need to trade a lot to do well.
No, and this is what in my Discord, I've got a $1 million challenge happening. So, and we probably put on maybe 1 to 2 trades a week. Not a huge amount. So we're up about 50% since the beginning of the year, which is really huge. Right. And, if you were putting that in a bank, what's the interest? Like 2 or 3%. It's nothing.
If you're lucky.
So, yeah. And that's what I'm trying to show people, that you can trade, you can have a life, you can do all of this. Correct. and make a little bit of money on the side.
Sounds like we practice the same preach here. It's about knowing what to do, not saying having that. I mean, look, we're a 24/7 marketplace. We're not the sort of market where you go, I don't have any time. And it's like, look, you do have time. You just choose not to use it.
Well, that's the thing. A 24/7 market, people come into the market and they get so overwhelmed. And I think for the first 6 months when you're in that market and you're not sleeping and you're making all the stupid mistakes, and then they come to, one of the bigger traders, and they come to one of the Discords, and then they learn how to do it. And they're like, oh my God, I didn't need to do any of that stuff. I didn't need to stay up 18 hours a day watching a screen move like $2.
Yep, and that's the thing is, until you go, I mean, I blew out 3 accounts back in 2006 when I first started trading, and I thought I could just do it myself. I'm an entrepreneurial type of person. I thought, I'll just work it out. Unfortunately, it's like going into a pantry with 5,000 ingredients and a chef, like in a restaurant, and someone going, make a souffle. And you go, pardon? I don't know what it is. I've got no recipe. I wouldn't know where to start. Exactly. Here's the recipe. Here's how you do it. Now you go and practice that. And that's what people like you and I are doing, providing them with that recipe and providing them with the ability to, giving them the ingredients and the method to then go and practice. And they're not going to, Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes a lot of time. It takes experience, the little nuances of, why you would take this trade and not that one, why you minimize your risk on that one and manage your portfolio. These are things that come with experience, but the understanding of what to actually do to execute, the what to follow to get there, that's what people need, and that's what we do. But
there are so many different ways of trading, and you need to find the way that works for you. So, I use Elliott Wave, and I use resistance, and I use volume profile.
See, I don't use Elliott Wave or volume profile, but again, it doesn't matter because some people will relate to what you do and go, oh, that makes perfect sense. Some will relate to what I do and go, that makes perfect sense. And that's why I don't have a problem with having anybody else on the show that is doing something that people might deem as being competitive, because it doesn't really matter. It's about choosing.
No, it doesn't matter. It's just about choosing what works for you. So, and people might come into my Discord and they go, okay, I can do, the indicators, or I'm going to use support and resistance only, or I'm going to use, EMAs or RSIs or whatever.
Yep.
So, it is about learning what works for you and then using that and, keeping true to you.
Absolutely. So what do you think 2019 holds? I know it's a big question, but I know you also have a big brain bank within the community and your brother and the people around him. So what are your thoughts? What do you think the market's waiting for, and what are you waiting for?
Well, I'm waiting for this next high. So I think according to Elliott Wave, I think we're in a greater B wave, and then we're going to see a lower low, and I'm aiming for about 2,700 to 800-ish as my low. So that's going to be another epic short. And up here, I think we're now probably going to the high fours, maybe even into the low fives. Mm-hmm. So this is... that sort of pattern is what I'm seeing. So here I'm seeing a 3,850-ish on BitMEX, and then a retrace, and then we'll get higher again. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for at the moment, and the pattern that I'm seeing. And so after that, the low, which I think will take a couple of months to get there. So it's not going to be an instantaneous thing. Obviously, we get the bumps along the way.
Good. Give some entries.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that'll be around sort of May, where we start to turn and we start to climb again.
Cool. Well, not too far off for different reasons. I'm looking at, if we break 3,000, I see 3,000 as being a pretty strong support level right now, the only real strong level. And below that, I'm looking at 1,800 as an absolute, that's the next step down. I'm not suggesting we'll get there, not at all. These are the two horizontal lines that I've got on my chart that are underneath the current price action. It's 3,000, 1,800. Now, we might not get there. We've also
I've got a $1,200 line, but I don't think we'll get there.
Oh, I hope not as well. I don't think we will. And if we do get that far, then, it'll probably be because of just the fact that there won't be people being involved, really. And I don't see that happening. The VCs I'm talking to, there's a lot going on behind closed doors right now. The hype of 2007 woke a lot of big business up, small business, medium business, entrepreneurs and business people. Now, once they see it and they start to research it and they go, oh, geez, this is the future. Okay, they're building now. And there's a lot of that going on as we speak. Yeah. So I've got no issue long-term in this marketplace. Short-term, well, we're lucky, not lucky. We've done the work. We've got the skill set so we can make money whether she goes up or down.
Exactly.
Look, where can people find out more about what you do, Lisa?
Lots of different places. So if they're after the trading, jump onto Twitter. So Lisa N. Edwards is my Twitter handle, and it's got a link to my Discord there if they want to join my Discord and learn how to trade. Cool. We're doing some amazing trades and some amazing lessons in there at the moment. If they want to know about my film stuff, they can look me up on IMDb. So I've got a few scripts in production at the moment.
You've got a bunch of awards and whatnot, right?
Yeah. So I think I've got 22 awards now, which is pretty cool.
Update your bio.
I know. I know.
Well,
there's not enough time in the day. And then if they're looking for my novels, I've got 3 novels released and they're pretty much everywhere. So if you search me, Lisa N. Edwards author, you'll get my novels, and there's 3 of them and a 4th coming later this year.
And if you want to buy a house, just jump on Twitter and ask.
Yeah, if you want to buy a house in Melbourne, then $1.3 million will get you it.
There you go. Well, you've got the lowdown, what you need, where you need it from acting, books, scripts, crypto. And if you want to buy a lovely house in Melbourne, you know where to find Lisa Edwards, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate your time, and I wish you all the best going forward. Good luck selling the house.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. Thanks very much. Bye for now, guys.
The Trader Cobb Crypto Show, talking business in blockchain.